Where are you at? Are you on Earth? Are you, what city and state comes up for you? What country?
I'm hearing you are not on Earth, darling.
Okay. Where are you at?
Um,
Look for that name to come up in front of you and tell me what that name is.
this is placed in Madagascar, and where you are is associated heavy with Madagascar on Earth. And then I heard Citron,
Are you
so the
familiar
place
with
is called
Citron in this
Citron.
life over here?
Mm-mm, I
Okay.
don't know what that is.
Do they look like you? Are they green or?
They're different colors.
Okay.
There's blue, there's red. I'm like with my wife and my kid.
Okay. So you're male.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
And what is your name? What do they call you?
You can call me Algron.
Algeron. Okay, Algeron. And what year is it right now?
It's the year 1946.
Do you all have babies like humans do, or is it different?
Similar.
Okay. And what do you do, Algeron? What is your mission here?
I'm here to destroy all that is so that all that will be will be.
And can you elaborate on that? What does that mean? You coming here to individually destroy, or coming to Citron to destroy so that things will be? Can you elaborate on
It's an illusion and everyone is pretending.
that?
And this version feels like they're sick of all the pretending.
Mm. And that is how you feel in Citron.
Mm,
Okay. And everyone, like, you feel like you know that everyone is pretending and you're sick of the pretending. Is correct?
yeah,
Okay.
but it's
And
not
so
just me.
it's not just you that's sick of it.
Like, it's not just me that's there to destroy the illusion.
Okay. Okay. And how are you all going to destroy that illusion? Is this like truth, or how exactly do you do
I'm sorry. He says burn it all down.
that?
I'm
Okay.
laughing because this is the part of me that I try to control a lot.
And what is that?
The burn it all down, destroy it all part.
hmm And
Mhm.
you're normally trying to control that kind of feeling.
Yeah, that feeling
hmm
comes up a lot. It comes up
Okay.
a lot.
Okay. Sounds like we know where that's coming from now. Algorithm.
Yeah,
Okay. I want you to move forward, still in that same life as Algeron. Let's go forward about 10 to 15 years later.
there's a war.
Okay. Describe what's going on for me.
Families have turned against each other. Mm, brothers are killing brothers.
Mhm. And how did this come about? How did this war begin?
We did it.
Mm.
Like we decided the only way to show us really there was to destroy the war was a consequence.
The war was the consequence.
Yeah, it was the only way.
So where's your family at?
They're dead.
They died from the
I
war.
caused their death.
Mm. How do you do that?
If I didn't, if I didn't go down this path of trying to destroy, I wouldn't have lost.
And how exactly did you do that? Did you create drama and issues? Are you like a rebel kind of soul in Citron, or how exactly did you go about destroying you and the other beings who helped you with that?
I infiltrated the government. Like
Mm. Okay.
Mhm. I managed to work my way high up into like a high ranking government role,
Okay.
and it gave me access.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what'd you do with that access?
It allowed me to see what's in the background.
Mm.
And I started exposing it. I'm saying I, but it wasn't just me. It was
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like a, it was a plan put in place by a group that I'm part of.
Okay. And after you guys exposed what your government was really up to, then what happened?
People went crazy.
Mm. Did the people on your planet, were they not aware of the government? I guess I'm calling it secrets or corruption or whatever it is that you exposed. Was no one aware?
No, everyone was happy.
Everyone was
Everyone
happy.
was,
Okay.
yeah, they weren't aware. It was, we're wealthy people. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't lack for anything,
Mm-hmm.
but we took from so many others
Mm. And when you say you took from others, is that others on your planet or others from other planets?
from other places.
Okay. Is there poverty on this planet?
You wouldn't know it just by looking. The people
Okay.
who are poor, they were hidden.
Okay.
Um, they were in the tunnels.
Why is that? Why are the people that are poor hidden?
They were unnecessary. They were a burden.
Mm.
A lot of them were rebels, and they
Mm-hmm.
ended up being poor by their things being taken from them.
Mm-hmm. From rebelling?
Yeah, as long as you don't speak against the government, you
Okay.
retain what was yours.
Okay. Are you guys beings that connect with Earth beings at all?
Yes, we have children on this planet.
Do you have anything to do with humans?
We're deeply connected with the humans that just don't see us.
Mm-hmm. And how are you deeply connected with humans? In what way?
Through the blood.
Through bloodline?
Hmm. Babies.
You said baby?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
like genes. I don't know how to explain.
Okay. DNA. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Let me ask your subconscious, are you all familiar with the Arcturians or the Andromedans, the Pleiadians?
That's my great great grandma, babes.
Okay. And do you feel like they said that for all of the beings I just named, Andromedans, Arcturians,
the the Andromedan.
the Andromedans? Okay.
That's the first time I'm hearing that name, that
Hmm.
word, or at
Hmm.
least I'm aware.
You said that's the first time you're hearing Andromeda?
Mm,
Hmm.
like I've never like focused or studied.
Yeah. That's the planet where I'm from, where I remember coming through here as. Okay. Galaxy, I should say. Let's go ahead and go further. Maybe 15 years later.
The planet is like red dust.
Hmm.
And there's nothing or no one. It's just
Hmm.
barren.
Hmm. Who are you with?
He's saying his name,
Okay.
but it sounds like sounds.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay. What does it sound like? Go ahead and pronounce the sound for me.
Azglash,
Mm-hmm. Okay, one more time.
Azglash,
Okay,
Azglash. Um, yeah,
okay. And that is the entity that you're with. That's the being that you're with right now.
yeah.
Okay. Who is that being to you?
He's from a different planet.
What planet?
He says it goes by many names, but one of them is Bovan.
Bovan. Okay.
Mhm.
And go ahead and look into that being's eyes. Look into their eyes as the eyes are the seat of the soul and tell me if they feel familiar to you from this life over here that I'm in.
That is your father.
Your father. Go ahead and take a look at Bovan, or I'm sorry, of that being from Bovan. Does it feel like your father?
He doesn't feel like my father. He's not this father.
Okay. It okay, so he may not be your father from this life here on earth right now.
Yeah,
Okay. And what are you two doing together?
we're like taking a we're surveying the land
Okay.
to see because after the war there was a huge eruption.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're trying to see if it's habitable.
Okay. And you said people had to leave.
Yeah,
How did they leave?
they got in ships like spaceships,
Okay. Are you
but a lot of
familiar?
people died.
Okay. Are you familiar with the spaceships?
I haven't seen these type of spaceships. They're
Say it
like
again.
I haven't seen these type of spaceships before. They're like
Okay.
bubbly.
Did you say bubbly?
Yeah, like little like covered in bulbs.
Okay. Okay. What else can you tell me about them?
They look like very iridescent,
Mm-hmm.
like like a pearly,
Mm-hmm.
pinkish,
Mm-hmm.
white color.
Mm-hmm. How do they operate?
Transportation, not transportation. What's that word? Um, where they appear
Mm.
and disappear.
Okay. Almost um like jumping, like
Yeah,
quantum jumping or leaping. Okay. And how do you operate them? Do you guys, is there oil? Is there engine? Um, how is it ran? Can a human drive the spaceship?
no.
Why not?
You need a specific type of DNA.
And are there ever any humans that come to this planet?
No, not since not since um, the government we try to overthrow took over. They were
Okay.
very what's the word? Purists. Like they didn't want to mix with others.
Okay. And you said that you worked heavily in the government on your planet. So have you guys ever done any dealings or business with the US government or any of the governments on Earth?
I hate the US government.
And
uh,
why do you hate why does you hate the US government?
they operate the same way.
The same way as the government on Citron.
Hmm.
And
I
how is
love the
that?
people hate the government.
Hmm.
Mhm.
How do those governments operate? What would they say?
Through smokes and mirrors, it's like
Hmm.
through the siphoning of one. to strengthen the other, like
Mm-hmm.
they siphon
Okay.
from one group to strengthen another, but that causes an imbalance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And speaking directly to that soul of Algorand, what type of dealings did your government have with our US government or our planetary government on Earth? Was there any technology exchange, um, monetary things? What was some of the biggest things that how we've worked together government wise?
Here they provided slaves.
They provided slaves, as in the US government provided like human slaves?
No, like Citron provided slaves.
Okay, Citron provided slaves to the government on Earth. And what does that mean? Like workers from Citron?
No, like beings to experiment on.
Say it again.
Beings for them to experiment on.
Okay, okay. And what was the purpose of Citron agreeing to that? Like, what does the government of Citron get out of that?
They got leverage. They also got a way to stick their hands into Earth
Okay.
and to be able to siphon from it as well. And the people are beautiful.
The who people?
The Earth,
Her.
Earthlings, the people who live
Oh,
on Earth.
okay.
And some of them are really valuable. And if only we can take their value,
What is it that is beautiful about humans?
the blood, the genes.
Mm. What's special about our blood, our DNA? If we are some of the most, or maybe the least advanced human or being.
It's the one place, well, not one of the places where you can access the most amount of different genetic coding.
Mm. And why is that? Is that because of like the mixture of how we were created from the first beings that formed us, or how does that work?
Part of it is through interrelationships. Like it would seem as if another being from a different planet cannot like co-create with a human, but it's easier than you think,
Mm.
especially if you have the right technology.
You said if you have the right technology.
Hmm.
So, if that being a focus, is that something that beings from this planet like to do, like to breed with humans?
Not just any human. You have to have like a specific like genetic material.
Hmm. So it's not about like the soul, the purity of the soul, the personality. It's about DNA.
Yeah, they want specific types of genes.
Go ahead and go forward just a few moments before you took your last breath and tell me what's going on.
I'm hearing my thoughts.
You're
What I'm
what?
saying, I'm asking my thoughts.
Okay.
I'm asking myself if it was worth it, if
Mm.
everything I did was
Mm-hmm.
worth it.
Mm-hmm. What's the answers that are coming?
I'm hearing yes, it was, but so much, so much life was lost in the process.
Mm. Do you have any regrets
And
about that?
yeah, yeah, I wish I had figured out another way.
Okay. You feel like you were too harsh?
But yeah, a part of me feels like that was the only way, but a part of me feels like we could have found
Mm.
a different way.
Hmm. Any other regrets?
My wife and my child.
What about them?
I wish I sent them away sooner so then they wouldn't have. They blew up the house when they were in the house and I was
Mm.
away.
Do you all have traumatic feelings and sadness on your planet? How does that work?
Yeah. After that, I was angry.
Okay.
I wanted to destroy it all even faster. And I didn't even care who died in the process.
Okay. So that sounds like that was a big regret that you didn't send them away sooner.
Yeah.
Are there any more regrets?
Here, I regret trusting that shithole of a man. Um,
Who was that?
his name's coming out in sounds instead of words.
Okay. Trust yourself and let me hear that sound, whatever sound is coming to you.
Drascula.
Okay. Say it for me one more time.
Drascula.
Okay. And who is that?
He infiltrated the group. We thought we were infiltrating the government, and we didn't realize that the same thing was being done.
Okay. When it comes to that individual's name, can you see any spelling? Can you tell me what letters come up to spell that person's name?
DRTH. There's also a V, and then it looks like an A, but it's not an A. It's just like the two lines on the outside.
Okay. Uh-huh.
There's an S that looks like a serpent, and then there's like a squiggly line.
Okay. Letters that clearly are not English. Okay. And you regret trusting this person because they infiltrated the group that you guys thought you were infiltrating the government.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he started with us at the beginning, and he just wanted destruction, just to destroy
Hmm.
for destruction's sake, not necessarily to rebuild or remove
Right.
what is unnecessary.
Okay. Can you look at
So
that?
when,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
hmm,
I was going to ask you, can you look into the eyes of that individual? Go ahead and look into their eyes and tell me if their soul feels familiar to you. What do they feel like to you when you look into their eyes?
hmm, I'm hearing you piece of shit. oh,
Okay.
oh my gosh.
That's who I thought it was in the beginning. So, okay, whenever you mention this person. So, if you look into that person right now, just to be clear, does that soul feel like when you look into the eyes?
It's him, but he's not aware of that aspect of himself.
For sure. Okay. And so you are regretting while you're here on your deathbed and you're regretting that you trusted this individual.
Yeah.
Did you guys work one on one with each other or he was just kind of like afar in the group and You just trusted him
No,
like
he was
everyone else.
high ranking.
Okay.
He also worked in the government, but he wanted to rule.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You all had one-on-one
And when I,
dialogue. Go ahead.
yeah, when
Okay.
I thought of him on my deathbed, he was, I heard him in my head,
Hmm.
and he don't like me. Let's just say that.
Okay.
He thinks I'm a piece of shit too. Yeah.
You said what?
He thinks
Oh,
I'm
he
a piece of
thinks.
shit too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something um that you can say as Algorand that you felt between that individual, like in that life? Are you feeling when you guys were working together, you felt the mutual hate, or it was just you didn't even know at the
It
time?
was, it wasn't always like that. We were close. That
Okay.
was a friend.
Okay.
I thought that was a friend,
Okay.
but he's good at putting on masks. So.
Okay. And the betrayal was not personal to you, but it was to the group. Is that right?
It felt personal to me
Okay.
because he killed my family. Huh. Okay.
Okay. He's the one that blew up your family?
Yeah. I didn't know it was him though at first.
Okay. And you found out later.
Yeah. He told me.
He told you.
Yeah.
And what was your response?
Anger.
Did you retaliate?
Let's just say yes, I did. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
All right. I'm going to now guide you to go ahead and go through your transition, Algoron. We're going to go ahead and allow for you to pass away. And as you do this, I want you to release any of the regret that you have about doing this differently, about moving differently. I want you to step into acceptance that everything that is done is how it is supposed to be. And I want you to and tell me, where are you at right now? Are you hovering over your body or?